Morning, Amanda. We'll get started in just a second. Good morning. We'll start in about a minute. We'll get going here.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Well, let's kind of dive into it. This is called sprint, and I guess everyone else is winded, but you guys are pushing and running ahead, so that's awesome. So if you look at the roadmap on our sprint, the thing that we want to talk about today is follow-up. And see, everybody wants to run to the end and start talking about lead gen, but you have to have everything in place before you hit the lead gen button. And so we want to talk about kind of following up with your clients. And it really starts with some kind of system to keep track of all your clients. And it's not your phone. You might as well just write them on the bathroom wall. And then every time you're in the bathroom, you can go and look for their phone number. Because see, the phone doesn't like prompt you to do anything, right? Now you can probably make some notes on it, but it's not going to say, hey, you have it. There's no way to look through your phone and look through all the notes and see, like, have I followed up with everybody I need to follow up with? I need some kind of system, right? And so it can be paper, right? I used a spiral notebook forever. It could be it could be an Excel spreadsheet. I used an Excel spreadsheet forever. Maybe this is because I've been in the business forever. Or it could be one of these fancy, computer CRMs like Bullseye, or maybe you're going to go buy Lion Desk or something like that. But you've got to figure out a way to list off your clients and keep track of when you contact them. Really, the first step in that is probably just picking the 25 people most likely to send you business and put them in a system. Don't worry that you got 2,000 people in your phone. 2,000 people aren't going to send you referrals, but maybe you find the 25 that are going to send you business. How do you keep track of those that are on the call? How do you keep track of your clients and the follow-up for those clients?
Good morning.
Hello.
I don't. That's my problem.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, Kelly! I was about to say the same thing.
Right.
I mean, I have all the names are in Bullseye, but yeah, struggle. That's my struggle.
Well, all the names are in Bullseye. That's a huge start, right? I think everybody should start with paper with their top 25 and just have it on your desk, Excel spreadsheet, print it out or something. Or you can start to develop a habit of going to that CRM on a daily basis and just checking stuff off, right? I've talked to somebody. The key is to just keep track of those people and don't miss out. One of the most important things in following up with our past clients is we have to have just a real easy plan, right? And I think a real easy plan is simply to do like 2 events a year that you're going to invite them to, July 4th and Christmas. 12 emails that are somehow automatic. You can subscribe to or create them yourself or whatever. And then, 6 texts once every other month. But the key to all of that is a reason to contact, right? So the emails are easy because they could be like, help fix up your house or recipes or whatever. The 6 texts, though, you could plan those out for the year because you're always going to send a Happy New Year text. You're always going to send a text about property taxes coming out and letting me help you with that. You're always going to send, Happy 4th of July text. And all that is just touch base with them and reminding them that you're in the business, right? And that you have a reason to call. So just, a couple of events, 12 emails, 6 texts, that's totally enough. Sure, if you could do more, right? But all it is continually reminding people that you're in the business. And when you're reminding them, you're saying, hey, if anyone's going through a life change, I want to talk to them. So one of the things that I see a lot of people do is they do some kind of Christmas gift, right? A pie or whatever. What's good about that is that you're dropping it off in December, or they're even picking it up, which is even better. But you have to call them in November to ask them what kind of pie they want, right? So those are 2 interactions, right? Those are all things that you could take a piece of paper today, put January through December, and really map it out in a super easy plan. Here's the 6 texts that I'm going to do. Here are the 12 emails I'm going to do. Here are the 2 events I'm going to do. And maybe one of the events maybe is a delivery or come pick up. We'll talk on our call today about some cool events that one of our agents did, where she just had her barber friend stay open late, and she invited customers to come and get beard trims, and the title company brought bourbon, right? And so it's not like you're going to have to spend a lot of money. I mean, we've had agents go to the Christmas tree farm and bring their Santa and just say, hey, come and get a free picture. Right. So all of these things remind people that you're in the businesses, which is what we're all about. So what other things have you done in the past to kind of keep in touch with clients?
I used to use referral maker, and I loved it. I can't afford it right now, so I just do the spreadsheet, and I basically took all of the fields that referral maker has, and I have it manual. Basically, you're going to pay for it either in time or money. And right now, I have more time than I do money, so that's how I do it. Since I'm involved so much in my community, I tag team. I create client events at my community events. It's something I don't have to pay for, really. I don't have to put on. And it's really fun for the whole family kind of stuff. So we're doing it. Our Spring Fest is this weekend. So it was supposed to be on Easter with our Easter egg hunt, but they're rescheduled for this weekend. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, and when you interact with some of your top clients there, you check that off as an interaction, right? But you got to keep track of it. Someone else was sharing what they do to keep track of clients.
I don't keep track of them. I just send Mother's Day cards, little $5 Starbucks gift cards, and I send something to the fathers on Father's Day, and then birthday cards and home anniversary cards.
So that's awesome, right? You're doing more than 95% of the agents, right? One other interaction is texting or calling and saying, hey, I want to send you a wedding anniversary card. I don't know your wedding anniversary. And then next year it's, hey, I want to send you a birthday card. I don't know your birthday. I mean, you're interacting, you're saying this is part of your business. This is what we do. And you end up following up with your clients. Let me give you a few other things. United does have the $54 5-year follow-up program, and basically just pay for it out of every closing, sign your client up, and they get about 14 interactions every year for 5 years. They get a survey, they get a calendar, they get a spring fix this and spring fix this. They get constant follow-up with that. And what I really would recommend is that when you buy one for your current client, buy one for the client you closed a year ago, and call them and say, hey, you're going to get this thank you note a year late, but guess what? I just signed you up for my new program that I use to manage my business, right? And then they'll get the 5-year follow-up, right? They need to get the heads up that it's coming. That's, not, expensive to do. But it all comes down to being deliberate. And that's what the sprint is about this week, is being deliberate. So really step one for you is to decide which tool you're going to use to track your clients. What works for you? Don't be guilted into buying some database if you don't need it. Use Bullseye, use paper, use Excel, whatever you need, you're going to make that decision number one today. I mean, you got to make that decision today, right? Two, we're going to get all the information in there along with all those anniversary dates. Number three, we start to put our plan together. So Kelly, you already have these cards that you're doing. So stick with that. Add 4 or 5 texts throughout the year and maybe one client appreciation event, and you're there, right? And so you don't even have to use email if you don't want to. But this week we've got to, number one, figure out our system. Number two, populate the system. And number three, come up with a really simple follow-up that either I can do or my kids can do, right? We don't want to be, here's very important. You don't want to be an ambitious failure. An ambitious failure takes out a piece of paper and says, I'm going to buy this expensive database and I'm going to upload 2,500 people and they're going to get an email every month and I'm going to text them and we're going to do these client events and these mailings and this huge plan. And you're an ambitious person for putting that plan together, but you're an ambitious failure because it doesn't work with your schedule. It doesn't work with your budget. It doesn't work with the reality of your life and your business. So let's don't be an ambitious failure. Let's focus on what we can do, right? And we're ahead of 95% of other agents in the world. So that's our sprint. What other comments you want to make? You got a plan for this week. So, well, call me if you need anything. And you've got some direction. So have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Bye-bye.